Hello everyone! Today on Vicky's Gaming Thoughts, we're going to dive into the Canticle of Apotheosis. Yay! We finally get to Apotheosis, which is about the betrayal and death of Andraste. It was apparently recorded by Justinia I, and the version that's used by the Chantry dates back to about -100 ancient. And it appeared around the time of the Old Inquisition, so the time of Ameridan. However, it is told in these verses, they don't include Justinia herself in the story. And it is said that Havard, who was a friend of Maphrath and Andraste's, Andraste's husband, was the only witness to have survived the events of the betrayal. There are tales that claim Justinia and Havard fled together in order to hide Andraste's ashes and founding the secret cult, which later became the religion of the Andrastian Chantry. But that is, it's more speculative than definitive. Before we dive into it, here's a quick definition of the word apotheosis, which now I can pronounce. As per Oxford Online, the highest point in the development of something, culmination or climax, or the elevation of someone to, get this, divine status. So although Andraste did not become a divine, someone who becomes divine, it's their apotheosis. So in Inquisition, we can say that it's Vivienne's or Cassandra's or Liliana's apotheosis because they become divine. And it's not just the divine in the Chantry, obviously, but it's about making Andraste divine, not a divine as the person, the title, but divine, the symbology, and being bride of the Maker, which makes her more divine, as opposed to perhaps being a mortal being, as argued by the Black Chantry. So it's really the summum, the highest peak. And my hand is off camera. That's how high it is. My hand's off camera. And it's like way, way up there. In the fade, maybe. Another side note that I want to make is just a little observation that I made while studying the canticles. I don't know if you remember, but in the Canticle of Threnodies, there are a lot of expressions that repeat themselves, like girded themselves for war. And Threnodies was written by Justinia I. The Canticle of Apotheosis is written by Justinia I. There are a few phrase structures that are similar, but a little less. But the Canticle of Chartan was found and its author is unknown. And in the Canticle of Chartan, there are similar phrasing structures as in this canticle and similar expressions like girded themselves for war. So this leads me to believe that maybe Justinia I was the author of the Canticle of Chartan. I doubt it would be just a mishap of the writer to have used the same expressions and, oh, it's the same author, it's the same BioWare writer that wrote these canticles. I think this was done on purpose to indicate clues that Justinia may have written the Canticle of Chartan. Either while there was that purge to remove elves from Chantry history and stuff like that, either her name was removed from that canticle when it became a dissonant verse, or she purposely left it anonymous so that her name, her title would not be tainted, knowing how most of the people felt about elves. She wanted the truth out. She wrote it, but left her name out of it so that she would not be discarded as a divine, but the canticle still could be accurate. I don't know. It's just a theory. Let me know what you think. So let's get into it. Apotheosis 1. The aftermath of Valerian Fields. So, picking up where we left off at the end of the Canticle of Chartan was Chartan as Andraste's new champion. Victory! Yay! Victory! Sweet song rising from the lips of the vanquishers, the host of Chartan, the elven people, the clans of Alamari. 1,000 freemen held aloft blade and spear, and to the Maker gave thanks. But for everyone who stood and sang the hymn of praise, lay 2 at their feet. How many? 2. Souls seeking the light eternal. So that's 2/3 dead and 1/3 still alive. Those aren't the best statistics. But they aren't the worst either, though. Mafarath's heart grew cold. Why, hello there, Mafarath. Written in as though we know who you are, but obviously for the first time we meet you in a canticle. It's actually the first time I encountered Mafarath in a canticle. Maybe I'm not going in a specific order, but it seems like, oh, who's that? Okay. History says who he is, but in the canticles, it's as though no introduction, just Mafarath. As he looked upon the field of the dead and heard the chant of glory, 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 hail to the Maker, most high, hail to Andraste, prophet and liberator, light of the world, look upon our work, O Maker, and rejoice. And Mafarath forsook the celebrations of his people. So basically he was against it. And went apart, taking not even his Aegis, his shield brother, so that being Havard, in the solitude of night. Night, the old god associated with night, is Luzacan. Mafarath dwelled in his bitterness, and the light which once burned within him extinguished. So Mafarath heard his people singing, but seeing all the dead, he became angry, and he sees all the people who died for this Maker. So I don't think he likes this Maker very much. Nope. Nor his cause. Mafarath meets with Hessarian. Hessarian was the Archon of Tevinter, the Tevinter Imperium, remember? During the time of Andraste. The Lord of the Alamari, Mafarath, sent forth his most trusted runner to the gates of Minrathous itself to call the Archon to parley. Parley? I don't know how in English you're supposed to pronounce it. I know that it comes from the French parler, the verb to speak. To continue, that like the leaves after a long winter, peace too might return to the land. So does he think he can make friends without consequences? Hessarian was filled to overflowing with doubt. I'd be doubtful too, that the offer might be true. Yet did he reply with message of his own, and arranged to meet the war chief. Mafarath took with him his Aegis, Havard, and arrived at the appointed place, where Hessarian waited with his guard, and the 2 leaders of armies spoke, guarded in riddles. You know, that makes me think of that mission in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, where you have to deliver a box, and the box contains like some sort of datacron or something, and you just get warped inside, and inside there's a Rakata. And all he does is tell you riddles, and you have to solve the riddles so you can get out of the box. So, a mission like that, a bunch of riddles, never actually speaking clearly, just hyperboles, hypotheses, and guesses. Let's get to the point, you know? And came to an understanding between them, despite the riddles. That's good. That peace bore a heavy price, which must be paid in blood. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Blood magic, preparing a sacrifice, implying that Andraste must die. And they returned to their own people and said nothing. I don't know. This is very ill boding, and they know things and they're not sharing them, and we'll find out what happens with all this in the next video. So like this video if you like it, obviously. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Hit the bell icon to receive notifications. And I'll see you all in the next video. Masaranas. Be sure to check out some of my other stuff. And remember to buy video games at a discounted price and support me at no additional cost to you. Just follow my G2A affiliate link. To learn more how that can help you as well, you can watch my full explanation video on that. Thanks for tuning in.